Students at the University of South Carolina got a bit of a surprise in class when an assigned textbook informed them that President Ronald Reagan was sexist and pessimistic about people. The textbook, titled Social Work and Social Welfare, claims President Reagan viewed American males as rugged individuals who could accomplish almost anything, but that he ascribed to women primarily domestic functions. It also describes conservatives as viewing people as, quote, corrupt, self-centered, lazy, and incapable of true charity. That same textbook describes liberals, on the other hand, as, quote, much more optimistic, and people who believe that others are born with infinite possibilities. Which one would you choose to be? Anna Chapman is the University of South Carolina student who first complained about this, and Alex Smith is the chairman of the College Republican National Committee. Anna, good to see you. Let me start with you. So, I mean, however am I supposed to feel upon reading which one would I like to be? The mean, pessimistic conservative or the optimistic, non-lazy, liberal progressive? Your thoughts on reading this?
First of all, thank you for having me. I'm really glad attention is being brought to this issue. But it really is unbelievable that a book would portray conservatives to be this way. You know, somebody who doesn't know much about politics, this was a social work class, would obviously pick, you know, obviously side with what sounded better, which liberalism, as they portrayed it.
Yes, that's clear. And not to mention, it's interesting to me, Alex, because you're sort of the head of the College Republicans beyond this university, of all of them, and the hit at President Reagan as sexist, the man who appointed the very first Supreme Court female justice, among other accomplishments. He was sexist and a pessimist. Who knew?
I know, it's completely outrageous, and you know, this is not the first time that we have seen this kind of liberal bias on campus. I mean, just a few months ago, the students at Michigan State University were subjected to a tirade by a professor who said that Republicans raped the country. A similar situation happened at the University of Iowa a couple of years ago, where college Republicans emailed out that they were having a recruitment drive only to be met with an obscenity by a professor over the campus listserv. So this really, I mean, this is one of the more egregious examples of this kind of bias, but what worries me are the more subtle forms, the snide comments here and there that by themselves aren't reported, but in the aggregate really serve to make a hostile environment on campus.
They just make you feel like you're other, you're wrong if you are on the outside of progressivism and have different views. Now, one of the other lessons you got in class, Anna, I guess in this class, was that the wealthy find having a social class of poor people very useful, because poor people can do the dirty work for rich people that the rich people don't want to do. So this is another lesson that your parents paid for you to get in this class. Who is this professor?
Well, it wasn't really about the professor. It was more about the textbook and the fact that we were required to read it.
Well, does the professor stand behind this? Does she get up in class and say, shh, they're bad conservatives?
She did not denounce this, which was something, I was the only person to speak up about this, which was another thing that concerned me. I felt like if I wasn't in that class, you know, would these kids really be buying it?
Yeah.
And that's like the scariest part about it. And the part about the demonizing wealthy people that you just read was something that really, really got my gears grinding, because it literally made no sense to say that wealthy people like having a class of poor people so they can look down upon them. I mean, literally makes no logical sense.
Let me ask you this, Alex, because the university has come out and said, look, we're happy that our teacher has offered this textbook that has gotten debate started. I'm looking for the statement. We're pleased to see this class has inspired a lively conversation. Our faculty are free to select texts for their courses, and our students are encouraged to raise questions and challenge convention, developing their own ideas. They would have us believe there's nothing wrong with this, and it just inspires debate.
I mean, I think it goes to that hostile environment that I was talking about earlier. It's one that engenders fear among students about speaking out. Now, we have brave college Republicans like Anna who are willing to speak out, but, you know, for all of those out there that are worried about a grade or worried about a recommendation later on, that's not an option sometimes. But I think that it really goes to show how liberalism and liberal tactics are antithetical to this generation of millennials. You saw one professor trying to influence one group of students with one textbook. What did those students do?
Yeah.
They took to social media, to the organic bottom-up approaches to get that message out there that is unacceptable.
We have seen that time and time again. Anna, Alex, great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.